guys? WWE Fans Hachi here. Today we have another belt review, belt of the week. I don't know what this series is called. Usually this comes out on Mondays, but it's a day late just because I didn't have any time to film it on Monday. But anyways, we have my third ever belt that I don't think I've ever done a review on before, but it's probably my favorite belt design of all time. It is this championship right here, the WWE version of the big gold, or as everybody calls it, the World Heavyweight Championship. So there's a lot of history to this championship. Not this one in particular, but it's the one that was before. So this is how so before we get into this championship, this is the history of the championship. So it started off with Ric Flair, WCW Championship or NWA Championship. Everybody always comments down below, no, the NWO, it's not NWA. I know what the NWO, guys. I know what it is. The NWA is another wrestling company. Just look it up online. I think it's like National Wrestling Alliance or something like that. So go look that up. Anyways, it started off there with Ric Flair. I think it was like made by Crumb Ryan or something like that. The weird names. I don't know all the names. But anyways, it looked very similar to this championship right here. Later down the line, in probably like 12 weeks, because I have so many other belts, I will be doing a review on this one. But just comparing the two, this is the original, based on the original WCW NWA Championship. So it started off as this, but just in gold, same colors, but this is my custom one. Basically just like this. And then, so eventually down the line, WCW was kind of ending, and the championship was being defended, WWE and all that. Eventually, The Rock won the WCW Heavyweight Championship, and then Stone Cold was WWF champion. Chris Jericho fought them both in one night and won both championships and became the undisputed champion and carried both this championship and this championship right here, the Attitude Era Championship. So for a while, he carried around both of those belts, just being the undisputed champion. Eventually at WrestleMania, he lost to Triple H. From then on, I think Ric Flair introduced the Undisputed Championship. So that's a little history behind the World Heavyweight Championship. Eventually, that was just turned into the WWE Championship. I don't know why WWE does that. They just like change the names of things. Like for a while, this was the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now they just call it the WWE Championship. But yeah, so this was the WWE Championship for a while. And then eventually, they wanted to create another championship. And so they just decided to make another World Heavyweight Championship. So it is very similar, just a little bit more generic, I think, than the original. The original had thicker designs, just more designs. This is more of a, I don't know, just not as detailed, but you could tell the difference. And it also says WWE right there. A lot of people were very upset when this championship was combined with the WWE title again. So we don't have this championship anymore. Now it's this championship, and then we have this championship, which is not the World Heavyweight, but a lot of people were disappointed. But this is one of my favorite championships. It is a commemorative one, so plastic. It ain't that heavy. If you can't afford a replica belt like me at this time, I just wasn't willing to spend like $400 or $300 or whatever on a replica championship because I wasn't that into it at the time. But yeah, if you don't want to spend that much, spend like $200 on this right here. So it's basically exactly the same, just plastic plates. It's literally the same thing. It's a real belt. My favorite part of this entire championship, I don't know if the WWE shop does this, but I got this on Ringside Collectibles back in the day. I know Ringside Collectibles does sell this championship with this design on the back. I think WWE shop just does the black on the back. So if you want it, go to Ringside Collectibles. I'm sure it's still available. This is by far one of the coolest designs on a championship because let's look at the smoking skull for a second. The smoking skull has that cool design on the back as well. It's snakeskin. But the thing about this one is, yeah, it looks like snakeskin and all that, but it's not like, you can't really feel it that well, you know what I'm saying? It's not that rough. And it looks a little too similar to how the regular championships look on the back. So that's the problem with that one. But what I really like about the World Heavyweight, what I really like about this championship in particular is that it has so many different designs going throughout. It's not just one pattern of alligator skin. It's like just completely just different throughout. And it feels really good. It has a nice glossy feel to it. And you could feel the texture really well. Like, this does not feel cheap. It feels very nice. And yes, it's not really alligator skin, but it looks a lot like it. Anyways, moving on. So this right here, yeah, as the strap says right there, or the little patch, is 2013, official, authentic, commemorative championship. So yeah, they started making these in 2013, this particular one. So I talk about this with all of my commemoratives. These commemoratives back in the day, they have them now, but they didn't back in the day. They have these things right here, the plastic snap type things. I don't know what to fasteners. I don't really know what to explain or how to describe these or call them. But these gave me so much trouble when I first got this championship. Screws are so much better on the championships, and that's what they have them on now. I don't believe they do these anymore. So yeah, go ahead and get that because, you know, I don't know. Don't go on eBay and find an old one with these. Make sure you get them on WWE Shop, an updated one, because then you'll have the screws. But the problem with these ones are my championship, this one is broken. This championship, this is like my only championship that's actually broken. Would you look at that? So if you had screws and you know, everybody holds their championship a certain way, and I usually hold my championships like this, but you can't do that with the things in the back because they'll break. But with screws, you can do them. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's the comparison of the two championships. The problem with the WWE Shop version of this is that the designs are very flat. There's not a lot of texture to it, whereas the Fandu Belts, which I do recommend you pick this up rather than this one, have very thick designs. And it's nearly the same price as a commemorative, like literally nearly the same price as a commemorative, and literally like double the weight. It's insane. So I recommend picking up a Fandu belt over this one, but I do think this is a very nice championship. If you want to have just the generic world title design, pick up the Fandu with the gold plates and the black strap. I just decided to do something different because you guys wanted that. But I really do like this. I like the designs. Nowadays, WWE Shop doesn't do like this kind of stuff anymore. This is like older. Now they do stuff, let's see, like this right here. It's not like special in any way. It's just like WWE Champion going all across the strap. See that thing? Like that's all it has. There's no other design other than that. Where on the World Championship, you have all these different kind of floral looking designs coming throughout. So very nice. I love this championship a lot. One cool thing is that these wrestlers do stick out pretty well. So, and you can remove the nameplate. I have Daniel Bryan on there at the time. He was champion. So pretty cool. High quality championship. I definitely recommend it. If I were to pick between Fandu and WWE Shop, I would say Fandu, but if you don't want to get Fandu and you want to stick with something you can trust, go with WWE Shop and spend like $200 on a commemorative, or you could spend like $350 on the replica one. Either way, it's pretty good. The cool thing about the replica is you can curve it. I don't recommend trying to curve it with the commemorative because that could totally snap the plate in half, but metal does bend, so that's pretty cool. But that is it for this video review, guys. Before we end the video review, I did do a video on this one like years and years ago on the Daniel Bryan nameplate. But if you guys are wondering why I got the Daniel Bryan nameplate, the reason why is because, number one, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. And number two, I love the iconic moment when, I think it was Mark Henry versus Big Show at TLC, in a TLC match or maybe a chairs match or something for the World Heavyweight Championship. Big Show retained the championship and he was down on a pile of chairs and the match was over. And then all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan's music hit, and at the time he was Mr. Money in the Bank. I think he was just turning heel. I'm not sure, but he was doing that yes, yes, yes gimmick. He came out, nobody expected it. Like, Daniel Bryan at the time, like, I didn't like him at the time. Like, who would have thought? A little short guy with a beard, everybody hated him, comes out, cashes in his Money in the Bank, pins Big Show, 1, 2, 3. Right, a split second after 3, Big Show kicks out. And this iconic moment to me, having a little guy like Daniel Bryan hold the world heavyweight, like it's a heavyweight championship, and he's a little guy holding it and pinning the Big Show. That was super cool. And he also did win this championship at WrestleMania 30 when he defeated Randy Orton and Batista. And I don't think anybody ever thinks about this, but he defeated Batista, Orton, and Triple H in the same night, all members of Evolution. I thought that was pretty cool. But that is it for this video review. I definitely recommend picking this up. Make sure to go to Ringside Collectibles. These might be in stock at Ringside. I'm not quite sure, but go check it out. Use discount code Tanner, TANNER, all caps, to save 10% at checkout. I'm actually going to have to go to Ringside and make sure that they actually still sell these championships. I'm pretty sure they do. But not as much as they used to. But yeah, if you want to, go check that out and use that discount code and you'll save 10% on all of your orders. Thanks for watching, guys. WWE Fan Talk Show.